On today's show, we're talking about the Arkansas Conference of Technology. We'll have music from Nick Flora and the Google Tip of the Week. That's up next on EduTechGuys Radio. EduTechGuys Radio. Radio.edutechguys.com.
The opinions expressed on the site and its programs are those of participants and not intended to and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of any specific educational entity, sponsor, company, state, or government agency.
Hello and welcome to EduTechGuys Radio, brought to you by Southwest Arkansas Education Cooperative and Hope Public Schools, both located in Hope, Arkansas. Good afternoon, I'm David Henderson.
Hey, and I'm Jeff Madlock.
Woohoo! We are actually in Little Rock, Arkansas, broadcasting from, an undisclosed location at the current moment. However, we will be broadcasting from the Arkansas Conference of Technology up in North Little Rock, across the bridge, the one that's actually still there.
Yeah. I think we have to take the Main Street Bridge.
The Main Street.
Main Street.
Yeah. Can't take the Broadway Bridge. I guess you can't get to Broadway because they took the bridge down.
Right.
After they tried to blow it up and it failed.
Get to Broadway. Well, you get to Broadway the same way you get to Carnegie Hall. Practice.
Oh, hello.
By the way, EduTechGuys will be looking for a new co-host. Jeff will soon be fired.
That's right. We're looking for a couple of folks to take over what we were doing up until 5 minutes ago.
Keep your job.
Oh, am I? Okay, then.
Yeah, gotta get rid of the ginger. Hey, catch us online at Twitter.
So, what am I, the Marianne?
Twitter.com/EduTechGuys, or you can check us out on Facebook, Facebook.com/EduTechGuys. Heck, just go to Google, type in EduTechGuys, and you'll find us. You can also find us on the web at www.edutechguys.com. Drop down to the bottom of the page. You'll find a contact form there. Reach out to us. Let us know what you think, what you're looking for, how we can help. We're always here.
Always.
24/7. In this undisclosed location. Doing that thing that we do.
That thing we do.
We're actually here in Little Rock for the Arkansas Conference of Technology.
We are.
And we're going to talk a little bit about today. It's not a long show. Just going to give you a couple of highlights on what's going on over there. And then be sure and tune in tomorrow live.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing conference coverage all day tomorrow from 8 until 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Somewhere in there.
When they finish up that day. And then we'll be back on Friday morning to take it through to probably lunchtime or so. They finish up.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. So, you can tune in throughout the day. Just, pop in and out, or you could just leave us on in the background as background noise. That works too. We're good with that. We're okay with that. We're all right. So what is the Arkansas Conference of Technology? Let me tell you, it is the brainchild of Hoxie Technology Coordinator. Hoxie's the name of a town. Hoxie Technology Coordinator Daryl Parks, and he actually came up with this idea last year, and we also did live coverage from this conference last year. And the idea was that there are a lot of educational technology conferences, in Arkansas, around the nation, around the world, what have you. But they generally tend to focus on the classroom side, the student side. There's not really a conference that is specifically targeted to the technology coordinators, the IT directors in the school districts, specifically to the state of Arkansas. And so Daryl saw that need and decided that he wanted to fill the void. And so he created the Arkansas Conference of Technology.
And we are glad that he did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, really, I got the hiccups, man.
Uh-oh.
It's really, really cool to have a conference where every presentation that is put on is required to be a training type of presentation or a discussion type of environment, not a sales pitch. A lot of these conferences that you go to, when especially if you see, it's got the vendor's name on it, you pretty much know it's going to be a dog and pony show commercial for that particular vendor. So, if you know that ahead of time, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But what's nice about this conference is that when you see the name of the vendor, actually the name of the vendor is like the last thing on the list about that particular session. The session itself has the title, and in the full-blown deal there's a little description about what's going on in that session. And then, oh, by the way, it's being presented by this vendor. And that's actually a requirement of being a vendor at the conference. You have to present, and your presentation has got to be training in nature. It cannot be a commercial. Now, you can do like a 5 to 10 minute spiel at the beginning, of course, but then it's got to be training about whatever the particular topic is. And that main conference is actually Thursday and Friday, or the next 2 days. Today was pre-conference, and it covered all kinds of cool things in terms of what was going on in the pre-conference.
Yeah, in fact, one of the first things they did this morning was they had a Google admin certification plus a test voucher.
Yeah.
Which lasted right up until lunch, I think. It actually went quite a long time. And then they had some stuff. DIS came in and did a whole bunch of stuff on group policy and what's happening with the new state network in Arkansas, and the new filters and everything that had to go along with that. And then I think ARCoT had some stuff, and then Google and DIS pretty much finished out the afternoon at the same time. But all of them were trainings. They were hands-on, workshop type deals.
Exactly.
So that's a really big deal, and that was just today. That was just pre-conference.
Yeah. So it's really cool to be able to attend a conference where you get that in-depth training about a particular topic, and it's not just a particular topic, but it is specific to what's happening in school districts in the state. Right. I mean, it is completely relevant to what's happening.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be pretty huge because everything from VLANs to VLIP to Hyper-V to different Wi-Fi stuff, from Hive Manager with AeroHive to Meraki Full Stack by Cisco, you name it, they're all here. Microsoft's going to be talking some licensing, and it's nice that these companies can bring them in. Like CDWG is sponsoring Microsoft to bring them in,
right,
to make sure that they're doing that kind of stuff. I know that Ritter Communications is doing a whole bunch of next gen networking stuff.
And they have a huge freaking tractor trailer parked out in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. It is a very cool, high tech, mobile networking learning environment. It was very cool.
Yeah. And in fact, Apple's here. They're doing some stuff with teaching iOS programming, and you're using their products with success in that area. A lot of stuff by Howard Communications, Blue Sky, the guys and girls from Brocade, Extreme's here, Moreno Consulting is here doing stuff with all that. I mean, you name it, they're all here. Go Guardian's here. They're going to do some stuff talking about, doing filtering using Go Guardian for SIPA filtering and things like that. So it's a really big deal in it, and this is exactly what Daryl figured out last year we needed was, and you can tell it because I see a lot of techs that you never see at other conferences because they're not tech conferences.
Right, exactly.
These are the guys that we've been hiding out in the basement. We're not used to sunlight.
That's right.
So we come out amongst the living, and we do some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then Friday it bounces back, and they're doing even more stuff. A lot of the stuff going on Friday is, some of it is the same thing that was kind of going on, with on Thursday, and we see repeats of some of that stuff by Apple and Cisco with CDWG and Microsoft.
Well, and the cool thing about that is that, if there's a session that I want to attend on Thursday, and there's, if there are multiple sessions at the same time, then I can check the schedule for Friday and, hopefully be able to pick up what I'm not able to pick up, due to, scheduling conflicts, that kind of stuff. So, I think it's very, very cool. But by the same token, there are also new sessions on Friday. So it's not a straight repeat of what happened on Thursday. There are other things that you could go to instead. So it's very full. I mean, they've got 7 rooms plus the what they call the Sienna Mobile Innovation Center. That's the big rig outside. So, you're talking 8 rooms of training going on with sessions happening basically every hour. I mean, that is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot.
That's a whole lot.
So what we'll be doing over the next 2 days is we'll be talking with some of the presenters, some of the vendors. We'll be talking with some of the tech coordinators who are here at the conference, we'll just be talking to lots of different folks, and then we'll also be giving you updates and insights and and just kind of giving you a man in the field type of, I don't know, hopefully a man in the field type of feel for what's going on. Essentially, I mean, we can't broadcast any of the sessions that are going on, but we can talk about them. We can tell you about them, and so it'll give you an idea as to what this conference is like. And really, my hope is, and I don't know if Daryl would echo this or not, but and I don't mean to speak for Daryl by any stretch. However, my hope is that those of you that are listening who are not in Arkansas, you might catch a spark and want to either see if something similar exists in your area, or grab hold of the reins and try starting up something along these lines, in your area. I think that'd be awesome. And then you could invite us to come out and we would cover it.
Heck yeah.
I'm just saying.
What are you really saying?
What I'm saying
I'm saying
is we need money and we need gigs.
You're killing me small. Yeah, hey, listen, that's the exact truth. It's really interesting looking at some of the list of stuff that it's really funny where we've come, because with management, with schools, we have a lot of devices.
Sure.
And management is a big deal. And there's a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. I know Apple's talking about their management end of it. I know Google's talking about their management end of their devices, using Chrome devices. I know Jonesboro Schools is doing a thing with Monkey, Munki, which is it's a Mac management, it's a simplified Mac management piece. They're doing it tomorrow. FileWave is here. They're going to talk about their management. Meraki, which is Cisco, has a management system, to handle it. So yeah, that's a really big one. If you're looking for something to get to, that's one of those things you want to definitely check out, because those are the places to find out what they're doing. And we'll try to give more in-depth information tomorrow when we're talking to those people. Sure. To let you know, what you can find out from them, how to get in touch with them, how to handle it. One of the big things too that's happening here is all the Wi-Fi stuff. All the stuff happening with wireless. Lots of Wi-Fi stuff. Extreme, Ruckus, Meraki, ArrowHive. There's a ton of them. I'm probably missing some, but there's a bunch of them here. The thing that might be really cool too is there's a couple of companies doing stuff about well-designed networks, and K-12 networks. Today, we were talking with one of the guys from CDWG, and he was talking about their new partnership with Amplified IT, which Amplified IT is a Google partner for education partner. So you're really dealing with Google. Right. So that's a real big deal. And Amplified IT is there to help education focused Google app stuff. They're Google app experts that are focusing on education. So that's going to be a really big deal. So if you want to hear more about that, we'll probably have them on the show tomorrow. Yeah. I know that their K-12 president of K-12 for CDWG is going to be here, so maybe we'll have her on the show if we're lucky. Yeah. So yeah, lots of cool stuff really happening with this conference. It's really grown a lot. There's a lot more out there because he's got every slot full. Yeah. And but the one cool thing at the end that he's doing tech talks throughout different parts of it. So that's kind of neat. And those tech talks are sponsored by different companies or divisions, like ARCoT. Right. Is hosting one of them. And ARCoT is just it's a membership based group of educators and tech guys, right, and girls, tech people, men and women. Yeah, and then I know that some of the tech talks, like one of the tech talks is on salary issues, and one of the tech talks is on wireless, issues. So that's a really good thing. It's fun to get a lot of techs in the room and see the fights that can sometimes break out, because the arguments are my favorite. Oh, so, absolutely. Well, and it's all in good fun. Nobody's really that mad usually. Well, for the most part, but I've never seen anyone need more than 6 stitches. So I'm kidding. That's terrible. But yeah, it's I think it's some good stuff that's happening. Yeah, definitely. And like you said, with the tech talks, I don't know. And this is one of the things, I don't know how it is in other states, but in Arkansas there is there's a listserv, there's a Google Plus group, and a lot of those conversations happen electronically through those particular media. And the problem that you run into sometimes, and I'm sure, you probably have run into this yourself out there listening, where you type something and in your head, you're thinking one way,
and the other person on the other end reads those exact same words, but they're on a completely different page, all of a sudden World War III breaks out because of the interpretation of the just flat words on the page. That happens sometimes, and there's some heated argument and intense fellowship, as they say here. But what's really cool about the tech talks is you get all those people in the room, and yeah, there still can be that kind of heated discussion. But one of the really cool things, and this even happens, on the listserv, but one of the really cool things, especially in face-to-face, is when the dust settles, for the most part, we're all in this. I suddenly feel like a Disney song, but we're all in this together. That's right. And
basketball.
That's right. And so, and we know that, and we recognize that, we don't all do things the exact same way, but we're all trying to steer our ships, generally speaking, in the same course. I mean, we're trying to do what we can do ultimately for the students.
I agree. That's exactly right.
So I like the idea of these tech talks and these kind of powwows. And
I do too.
Can I say that?
Powwow?
Yeah, I can say that, right?
You can say that.
Okay.
That's what it is. Hey, I tell you what, we're going to step out and take a quick break. This is one of our favorite artists. We hope you like him. We know you like him because we play him all the time. So we like him.
That's right.
So this is Nick Flora and Hard Man to Love.
Did you know the EduTechGuys provide professional development and training to your teachers and students? We offer workshops in podcasting for the classroom, Google Apps for education, Google Classroom, social media outreach for schools, and much more. We also provide live online coverage for your conference or event. We'll sit down with presenters, attendees, selected vendors, and your key conference personnel live during the conference or event to provide man-on-the-street interviews and insights each day. Want to know more? Reach out to us on Twitter at EduTechGuys. Head over to edutechguys.com and fill out the contact form on the front page. Or you can call us at 870-729-1414. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Hey, how's it going? As we mentioned before, this week we are at the Arkansas Conference of Technology. That will be through Friday. That is here in North Little Rock.
Hey, coming up soon, November 6th and 7th in Hot Springs, Arkansas. We'll be at Schools Without Walls.
That is going to be awesome. And then we are headed out to Savannah, Georgia, November 30th through December 3rd. That is for the Association for Education Service Agencies, AESA, National Conference.
And then in January 24th to 27th in 2017, we'll be in Orlando, Florida at FETSI, which is the Feline Entertainers Technical Conference. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean that. No, FETSI is the Florida Education Technology Conference, which is now.
Well, actually, it's not even called that now.
It's
It
not
used to
even
be the
called that.
Florida Education, and now I can't remember what it says.
We just call it FETSI.
Future Educator, Future something. I can't remember.
Technology Conference.
We will learn what that means, and we'll be sure that on the next show we tell you.
Yeah, if you can get out to Orlando, it's worth the trip.
Yeah, yeah.
I think so.
I think it's going to be very, very cool. I've actually been to the FETSI conference once several years ago, just as an attendee, and it's a completely different type of conference than I've ever been to. I mean, it's not just breakout sessions that you go to, but they have these kind of sidebar presentations that they have that last about 20 minutes. They're kind of quick speaks. They have poster sessions where it's kind of an ongoing thing where it's sort of a come and go. You go in and they tell you about what's going on, and then you leave and go to the next one, and then they have a whole blogging area and a whole social media section. I mean, it's huge, so it's going to be a lot of fun to be at FETSI.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and I'm also, frankly, I'm looking forward to each of these. I mean, I really am.
Oh,
I think
I am too.
each one of these, every conference we go to, it is so cool to sit down and visit with the presenters and vendors, and especially the participants. The folks that are there, and they just happen to come by the table and like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, "Hey, come tell us what you're doing." They sit down and we get to learn about what they're doing at the conference and what they're learning about at the conference, while we're providing the coverage for the conference.
Yeah.
And that is, to me, that's one of the coolest things about doing what we do with our conference coverage.
I think that's one of my favorite things, because we actually take a lot more away from the conference than probably some of the participants.
Yeah.
Because we kind of get a whole little taste,
Yeah.
sampling of everything.
Well, and then we get to share it with all of you guys listening. So in a weird sort of way, we and you, the listener, get I think anyway, a much fuller picture of what's going on than any one single participant at any of the conferences.
Right.
Because they have to go to their one session each time. We talk to people who were at, we might talk to 5 or 6 people who all went to different 10 o'clock sessions, and we get 5 or 6 sessions all in, a nutshell. Basically, we get the summary of what they were doing. So we all get to learn from all the individuals all together. I mean, I think it's very cool. I really do. And I hope that doesn't sound like we're, bragging about it or anything, but I do. I think it's a very cool,
it is
neat thing that we do as EduTech guys.
That's why we do it.
It is why we do it.
Because we're neat.
We are neat. Oh.
Hey, speaking of neat,
it's time for.
Guess what time it is?
Google Tip of the Week.
We're gonna trademark that logo. That
the little ditty.
Your ditty.
My ditty.
Your jingle.
It probably already is. I'm sure we're gonna get sued by somebody. This one actually comes from one of our good friends and regular listeners, Mark Aubrey, and it is
5 new ways to reach your goals faster with G Suite.
G Suite.
The what's really great is that's one of the core promises that Google Docs of Google is to help teams, to help people achieve the goals as quickly and as easily as possible. So they've added some really neat stuff. One of those is spending less time figuring out who owns what with action items. So now, let's say you're walking along and you're in one of your documents, and heck, we've seen shared documents with 20 people in it. I go to principals meetings, it's got 20 people looking at one shared document.
Sure.
Notes are being made. But now you can do some cool stuff, like to keep your projects moving. When you type a phrase like Ryan to follow up on the keynote script, or Andrea to schedule a weekly check-in on the desktop docs, it will intelligently suggest an action item to assign to that right person. And that's thanks to natural language processing, NLP processing. So out to the side, when you write Andrea to schedule a weekly check-in, it'll say, hey, you want to add that? Do you want to create an action item where she just goes in the calendar and it puts it in there? So that's really cool. So you can also just go through and you can actually find people, say like, inside the Sheets document or slides where someone's names are, and you can manually assign stuff to them. You can say, this person's going to do this. Can you provide a status update or blah, 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 or give us some screenshots of that? So that's really cool.
I know this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyhow. The people at Google are freaking smart. I mean, geniuses to come up with the stuff that they keep pulling out to enhance, Google Docs and Sheets and just the whole Google experience. Right. I mean,
well, and along that same line, now the number 2 thing, spend less time searching for files that need attention. So once action items have been assigned, now it's easy for team members to identify those documents, spreadsheets, presentations, whatever needs their attention. They can visit, the next time they visit Docs or Sheets or Slides or Drive from their laptop, mobile app, or whatever, they'll see a badge on any files with action items that have been assigned to them.
Oh my gosh, That is so cool.
So they'll see any unresolved suggestions that others may have made to their file. So, you're going to see all this cool, like it'll say 2 action items and 1 suggestion, or, here's all this stuff that you have on these documents.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore stuff. That is very cool.
So number 3, spend less time building questions with smarter forms. Now, we've already seen that in forms for education, because now you can do stuff like quizzes and things like that in it.
Right.
They're just going on and moving ahead. Like, say you're planning an all-day event at the office and need to know which day, works best for your team. When you type, what days are you available next week, forms will intelligently determine that a checkbox is the ideal question type. So they're just it's gonna go ahead and it's gonna think for you. It's gonna take your bank account, empty it, and move you out of your house.
No, but I mean, and there's an example. Jeff had pointed out the one, what day this is the week, and then there's another example of and this is the question you type: what size T-shirt do you wear? And Google automatically recognizes the phrase and the context and suggests the sizes for you to put in as the responses to your question.
Okay, and wait, there's a better one.
Oh my! But wait, there's more.
Because you're going to pass out on this one.
Oh my!
So also debuting today is one of the top requested features from business and education, the new file upload question type.
Hallelujah!
So now they can upload a file from their computer or drive, which are then collected in a new drive folder just specifically for that. So that's a really big one.
I'm about to pass out on the floor.
At this point, that
holy crap.
Yeah. So here's one too, though. Spend less time typing with a set of new voice commands. First of all, the voice commands in Google are pretty amazing. Well, now they've launched a whole bunch of first they had voice typing, right? So now you can do stuff like they're adding new formats where you can customize the content with commands for like changing text color, deleting words, inserting links and comments. This is not just a big deal. It's a big deal it's funny, we're getting old.
What?
But I'm just saying.
Oh,
I forgot to tell you.
Man.
You're sitting in front of a mirror. Take a look. No.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to use this kind of information when you're getting ready in the morning, or you're brushing your teeth, or you can't brush your teeth.
Yeah,
but
not that good.
Now, we've always talked about blog ideas or writing blogs.
Yeah.
Google's actually given the voice typing and the ability to add these new commands for customized. We can probably dictate 95% of our blogs. Anyone could now.
Right.
We can start making lists. We can start getting stuff done, which is pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah. And so now, other thing they did is they fixed it to spend less time switching. Spend less time switching between apps to get things done. So what they say is, we want you to be as productive and collaborative as possible, regardless of the tools you choose to work with. So we partnered with Slack to make it even easier to work with Google Docs, which is pretty amazing because a lot of companies are using Slack.
Yeah, well, and as a matter of
teams are using Slack.
Yes, well, and previously we talked about my experience with Code.org and the partnership program that now I'm a program manager for.
Right.
And they use Slack for everything.
Right. So now you can, and I love their thing. It shows the Slack icon plus the Google Drive icon plus the Google Apps icons, and it says create and share without losing your groove, which is true. So, with the introduction of Explore, and they keep adding stuff to it, they're really making it so that you can get more creative stuff done and get rid of that repetitive, busy work.
That is, man.
So we want to thank Mark. Mark, thanks a million. We're glad you tweeted that out to us, and your check's in the mail.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, by the way, we don't have your address. Don't send it to us. But no,
To which I know Mark is replying right now. Actually, David does have my address, and yes, I do. And yeah, the check, it's on.
It's not in the mail.
That's right.
But we want to thank Mark for that one, because that is a great one. That's a great Google tip of the week.
Good find, man. Great
find. And it's out of the park. Awesome. Hey, guess what?
Hey, I don't know. What are we guessing?
It's a show.
It's a show. It's a rap.
I hate it when you do that.
I know. That's more of a beatbox. Actually, that wasn't even
beatbox.
that. Was...
And now David's going to beatbox us out. So here we
go.
Hey, listen, don't forget to check us out on the web, www.edutechguys.com. You can also catch us on social media at
EduTechGuys, whether that is twitter.com at EduTechGuys, facebook.com/EduTechGuys, Instagram, Voxer, soon to be Patreon. We'll talk about that here coming up, along with there are several other things that we're starting to get into. We're branching out. So essentially, if you Google EduTechGuys, you're going to find us out there. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on. Tell us about what you're doing in education technology.
Hey, and today we're going to release a video of last week's show.
Oh, yeah, YouTube. I forgot about that.
So if you want to check it out, bounce over to YouTube, catch last week's show shot with the Mevo multicam. It's just something new we're playing with. See what you like. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think of it, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so, and that's going to be at youtube.com/EduTechGuys.
Hey, I'm Jeff Madlock.
I'm David Henderson.
We'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to EduTech Guys Radio, radio.edutechguys.com.
The opinions expressed on the site and its programs are those of participants and not intended to and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of any specific educational entity, sponsor, company, state, or government agency.